A purple screen fades in with the words Nessie's Piper. History is written by the storytellers. We then see a woman talking in a room. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jessie Traster, but you can often find me performing as Saoirse Buchanan, Shawnee or storyteller Declan Buchanan at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. I focus on traditional folklore, history, and vocal and pipe music, primarily from Scotland. This channel will feature closed captioning for the hearing impaired, as well as audio descriptions for the visually impaired. I will be featuring pipe music on this channel, but I do need to say I am a novice piper. So when I do feature pipe music, it will be to show what a song or tune sounds like on the pipes. It is not meant to represent myself as a professional piper, although that is a goal I have in the future. I am very excited for my first video because I actually got to film this on the banks of Loch Lomond while I was in Scotland for the Pembroke Society summer program to study bagpipes. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy this deep dive into the history and meaning behind this popular tune. We then transition to seeing the same woman talking on the banks of a lake. We are standing here on the banks of Loch Lomond, the inspiration for what is arguably one of the most famous traditional songs. The Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond, or Loch Lomond, is known even by those who are not familiar with traditional Scottish music. And don't be worried if you don't recognize the title. You probably know the popular refrain. You'll take the high road, I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before you. This is one that has made it into popular culture, from everything from Lady and the Tramp to The Office, or how I learned it as a little kid, Looney Tunes, with Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny singing it. And when it's used in popular culture, it's often sung in a upbeat, jokey type of manner. But like many traditional songs, if you know the story behind it, you will learn it is anything but. This song actually dates from the Jacobite time period. Now, the Jacobite uprisings and the implications from them are going to be their own series of videos, but at risk of very much oversimplifying in order to help understand the song, basically you had the House of Stuart, a Scottish Catholic family, on the throne. They were ousted in favor of the House of Hanover, who were Protestants, but there were quite a few people who wanted to see the House of Stuart restored for a variety of reasons. Those people were known as the Jacobites. The final uprising happened in 1745 and culminated in the Battle of Culloden Moor on April 16, 1746, in which the Jacobite forces were slaughtered. This song comes from that time period. The narrator of the song depends on your interpretation of the phrases high road and low road, and I've seen convincing theories for each one. The first theory, the most popular one, is that it is the man singing. And when he says the phrase, I'll take the low road and I'll be in Scotland afore ye, he is referring to a traditional belief that when a soldier dies in a foreign land, their soul must pass through the low road through ferry back to Scotland before ascending into heaven. His lover, who has come to London to see him executed, is going to take the high road and have to walk back to Scotland, so he will beat her to Scotland. The second theory is that it is the woman singing. In this case, it hinges on the phrase high road. This theory states that the high road referred to the practice of putting men's heads on pikes and parading them through towns in an effort to discourage other outlaws or rebels. So while she is headed straight back to Scotland, his body will be delayed as it is paraded through these different towns and villages. And when we look at the lyrics and really learn the meaning behind them, it can help inform our interpretation of the song. The popular refrain we've already talked about, and it ends with, but me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. In the first verse, by yon bonny banks and by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, the phrase braes here means fields. And then we repeat the refrain, where me and my true love will never meet again. The second verse of the song talks about, 'twas there that we parted in yon shady glen on the steep, steep sides of Ben Lomond. A glen is kind of like a valley or a low area between the mountains. Ben Lomond referring to Mount Lomond. Where in soft purple hue the highland hills we view, and the moon coming out in the gloaming. The purple refers to the plant heather, a well-known plant that is part of Scottish cultural identity, gloaming referring to dusk. The final verse, is where we really see a tonal shift, talking about the grief that the characters in the song are facing. The wee birdies sing, and the wildflowers spring, and in sunshine the waters are sleeping, is painting a very tranquil picture of this area. But the broken heart it kens, nay, second spring again, and the waeful may cease from their grieving. To ken is to know, so the broken heart will not know that second spring. And those who are grieving the loss of the Jacobite men will never stop grieving this terrible loss. So when we sing it, we tend to sing it as a slow air. And you might hear it something like this. By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. You'll take the high road, I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. But me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. 'Twas there that we parted in yon shady glen, on the steep, steep sides of Ben Lomond, where in soft purple hue the highland hills we view, and the moon coming out in the gloaming. You'll take the high road, I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. But me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. The wee birdies sing, and the wildflowers spring, and in sunshine the waters are sleeping. But the broken-hearted kens, may second spring again, and the waeful may cease frae their grieving. You'll take the high road, I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. But me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. But me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. We transition to a different view of the same lake, with clouds and mountains in the background. The woman is now holding a bagpipe. So as you heard, this is often sung as a slow air, not quite a dirge, but certainly a lament for something that has happened. However, on the pipes, especially in band settings, it is often played as a 4/4 march. And as somebody who learned this music first vocally, that's what sometimes makes it harder for me on the pipes, that they are not played quite as they are sung. Now, I will give this caveat, I am a novice piper. This is not meant to present myself as some kind of professional piper, but rather to give you an idea of what this song might sound like if you heard it on the pipes. We now transition back to the room from the beginning of the video. Thank you for joining me as we learned more about the history behind this very popular tune. If you enjoyed what you saw, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. and hopefully we will one day meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.